and welcome back to the RIT Esports live stream. Today we're going to be watching the live game with Overwatch RIT White versus, I don't have it pulled up, versus KSC.
Yeah, this is the finals of the Varsity Plus playoffs, and just really interesting to see because we just had the patch yesterday, which had a lot of changes. So we're going to see a lot of potentially new things just come up. New character, new hero just introduced, and just like a whole bunch of different balance changes that were really interesting to see. This because it's like this is the finals of a playoff. So like having such big changes right before the final is going to be like just a big mix up for the players and just like force them to like really adapt.
Definitely. Despite this being a finals game, it's probably going to feel a little bit, I don't know how to put it, like, you know,
Experimental.
Experimental. Yeah. It's going to be a pretty experimental game.
Yeah, just like trying things out. I mean, obviously these players probably have scrimmed these new things, but it's still like getting in that live match is obviously going to be different with a whole bunch of like nerves or just like expectations. Just like you need to like really be on your A game.
Right. And people are going to be trying to, you know, maybe surprise the opponent by playing a character they usually don't, just because like they had a change and they're going to try to catch them off guard.
Yeah, like so many new perks that it's like fundamentally change the character. Like May Freeze, like bringing back May Freeze is going to like potentially like just really catapult the character because it's like it's really good. At least it was removed for a reason. It's just really toxic and just annoying.
Dial back her damage at all when they changed that? Or
I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't think so. It's just yeah, continuously hitting enemies with primary fire freezes them for a short time. Yeah, so it doesn't look like it. It's just you're frozen. Will she be able to one-tap characters? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she can. Anyway.
Because her primary beam still does more damage than it did in Overwatch 1.
Yeah.
And now on top of the freeze, it's just going to make the combo do more damage. So we'll probably still see her one-shotting people.
We're back. May players are so back.
We're almost back to Overwatch 1.
Yeah. Well, apart from Stadium, which unfortunately not going to be what's being played today, but yeah. Our first map will be Oasis, but yeah, really interesting to see because I haven't particularly seen this map recently, especially with obviously new changes. So it's going to be really interesting to see like what the players bring out here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're jumping in. Yep. All right, so what we see early here, obviously nothing here is locked. I think Hog might just be a spawn room pick. I doubt it's going to be probably not played. Did get a new perk. If an enemy gets hit by Pogpen, gets more take a breather. I'm not sure that's going to really bring him back, but it's going to be interesting. But from RIT White, we do see Winston dive. We also see Symmetra probably also going to be switched. But
let's see if the Symmetra is just going to be for the teleport out of the spawn. Looks like he's actually staying on. Oh,
nope,
never mind.
Also, we do see Hog. This is interesting. Yeah, so RIT White going to be rotating to the low ground. Going to try to set up a dive here for the high ground.
We're going to see Bagel Seeds and the Big Chicken going to be hopefully looking around for getting a pick with their dive characters.
Yeah, Hot Pocket just looking up to set up on point here, try to get a crucial hook. Tracer is going to try to push him out. Oh, gets a hook on the Winston, but Mr. does get a hit on the Lucio. Oh, but it's traded. Both Lucio's down.
Hoodnut goes down as well as Mr. Og.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very thin team fight here on the point.
Yeah, that Hog just shredding the Winston. And
goes a little wide.
Keene State is going to be getting the first point. First. Yeah. Yes.
Let's see what RIT White does to break this first choke point here.
Yeah, Winston gets pulled in. It's gonna force bubble. It's gonna have to jump out. It's very low. Gonna have to take a second here, just get the health back up.
As Keene State is just taking up % on that point.
Yep.
Keene State does back up a little bit, giving RIT the space to jump in with the Winston, trying to dodge the hook. He's going to jump up onto the high ground and find Lucio.
Lucio, nice.
Winston's just tearing up the backline right now. The Kiri is low with no swift step.
Yeah, they did. Keene did chase Venture, but Lucio does find the pick on the Tracer, so RIT White can try to push this advantage. They do cap points, so they do just have it void. They could like take it slow.
RIT White almost able to pick off that Venture before the fight.
Yeah, the Venture, massive survivability. It's very hard to single out.
Ooh.
Hot Pocket gets the kill into Danger Noodle. That's gonna be bad. That's your primary source of healing, and
looks like
yeah,
it's
and the
gonna
Tracer.
be just dominoes falling from RIT White. One goes down. Danger Noodle first, followed by Bagel Seeds, and Keene State is just going to be trying to force RIT White off this point. Try to get some exit picks.
Yeah, late kill onto the Venture here is unfortunate. Gonna potentially just like take an extra 10% from White just for that late kill.
Yeah, just the Venture on the spawn wave by themselves.
Yeah.
Slightly shorter than usual though.
White gonna invest the Kitsune here. Oh, but Bagel Seeds goes down. That's not what you want to see.
Here comes the Kitsune
Keene State
rush.
do respond with the Kitsune, so they do get the 1-for-1 ult trade. And the Big Chicken does go down on the Winston, so that's gonna be the primary health pool, and yeah, you're not gonna be able to push this in. And late Lucio kill. And we're gonna see the switch onto the Orisa. Just like
RIT
trying to get that.
Making the desperation play with 20% left, swapping to Orisa.
Yeah, gonna try to just increase that survivability when they get hooked, or potentially just not get hooked with that fortify ability. He's gonna get slowed here by Pigpen. RIT White gonna try to push with Sound Beat.
Venture jumping onto the. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Bagel Seeds goes down, the Big Chicken goes down. Does find the pick onto the Lucio. That could be big, but it's gonna be an uphill battle. Oh, Koji goes dangerously low. Tries to find the environmental on the Tracer, does not find it. And the time is going down. Ooh. Yeah, just didn't have that tank to be on the point. It's kind of just forcing players around it, just not being able to touch there.
Just the Hog staying on point, just being able to apply so much pressure passively just from the threat of his hook. RIT White, none of the players went onto the point in time.
Yeah, very scary to try to push a Roadhog, especially when you could just like hook, Pigpen, just one shot, follow the team, you're just dead. All right, we do see a potential switch of the backline for RIT White to Ana Brig. A bit interesting. Going for obviously a bit more ball, but Fiona stays here. Yeah, we do see Ana Brig.
And Bagel Seeds onto the Echo.
Yeah. No changes for Keene State here. Just obviously trying to build on that momentum. And pulls them into the pit. That's unfortunate. Gonna be without your tank for a little while. Gonna have to just play passively.
Now we're gonna see if Keene State can stop the Orisa from rotating back to her team. Looks like Orisa successfully rotates. Here comes RIT White. Venture coming in with a dig, trying to see if they can find anyone in the back. No. Jumping out, dodging the hook.
Yeah,
that's
Hog
gonna be
gate inside.
Hog.
Huge.
Hog falls down from Keene State. RIT White trying to fight for the point, but they manage to capture it.
They do get the trade, but
Mr. Hog with 3K.
Yeah, just here to clean up the fight. Yeah. Ana, anti-nade, really good against Hog. So much of Hog's survivability comes from that take or breather, and without it, you kind of just melt him.
Let's see, Keene State swapped to the Cassidy. Gonna see if that's gonna be an easier time taking down the Echo.
Yeah, and just potentially also hinder the Venture, just like not letting her just like get into the ground really big.
Venture comes in, and the hook onto the Big Chicken. This is gonna be really bad. Let's see if he can
barely get spin in time. Oh, but it's not gonna be enough.
They managed to chase Orisa down. RIT White is just trying to get away with their lives here.
Yeah.
As Keene State chases them down. The Venture is here.
They do invest in
the Nano Boost comes out. But can they keep Mr. Og up? No.
No. Ooh.
This fight is still RIT on the back foot.
They did manage to hold it for about 10% more, so they do come in with about 50% from the first cap, which is good. Yeah. Maybe didn't want to invest the Nano there. Bit iffy. Oh, misses the hook, which would have been big, but Maybe they didn't want to invest in Nano, but they did get a couple extra percent points out of it. Also, the ability to turn around the fight, but without the tank, it's just, you don't have that HP to just sustain on point.
You know, maybe they were just thinking we can get Nano Boost back in time.
Oh, Venture singled out and just taken down. Even
the dupe on the hog for the hook on the Keene State hog. And RIT is just going to be chasing down Keene State here, trying to see if they can finish off the rest of them before they get back to spawn.
Yeah. Yeah, just really good job of singling out the Venture, just like going on from all sides, just like bulldozed. And Kitsune does not heal on like orbital, so it's you kind of have to like still play very careful with that. Lucio or Hog did get anti, but the huge Suzu,
but the Kitsune Suzu.
We do see an ult coming from Hoodnut. Hasn't used any of them and dies during it.
Wow. Let's see if RIT White can push this point despite being down a tank. Looks like no, but RIT's Venture ult comes out.
Yeah.
To try to see if they could even up the fight.
Yeah, they did get the kill onto the Venture, but the big chicken having a bit of a problem surviving here. Just often seems to be the first one to dead, and it's not good if it's like, especially in mid-team fight. Oh.
I'm gonna be honest, that hook looked like it went through the shield. But maybe the shield just did not come up in time. But RIT White with a Terra Surge, trying to see if they can make some space in this fight. Trying to catch a Venture off, but the High Noon. Bagel Seeds with a deflect kill onto Hoodnut.
Yeah, and cast low, and Genji does get the kill. This might be last team fight, especially if Lucio dies late. He's gonna be that one to really want to touch last. No, they probably do get a touch here, but clean team fight for him from RIT White.
Yeah.
With only the Terra Surge invested, so they will have Nano and Keene State coming up on Kitsune, but are not gonna get it in time for the recontest.
The swap to Doomfist to try to get to the point fast. Nano Boost comes out onto a Venture. They're gonna be trying to finish off the Kiriko.
Yeah,
Kiriko and Lucio both really low.
And no Suzu. Yeah, Keene State just falling, just not having like just not having the Kitsune, just not really having any support, just kind of trying to stagger in as we see the Doomsday swap.
Yeah, a very clean hold from RIT White, being able to not get overwhelmed on that last fight. They were just able to pick off Keene State one by one as they trickled in.
Yeah, really good job. I wanted to see any other switches from Keene State. No, they will be going back to the Hog. Obviously, they lost the last map, but still believe in it. Goomfy is going to switch back to the Tracer. So it's going to be, we do see, yeah, no Echo. Just trying to get a bit more of that follow-up. Yep.
Yeah, Keene State keeping the Roadhog. It seems to be working wonders for them so far. We see a last-second swap to Sombra.
Yeah, Sombra did get a new perk. Virus can now spread if you apply it to a hacked enemy. Gonna see how that works out.
That sounds really strong.
Yeah, obviously I don't know too much, but it's just what it sounds like. Yeah, it's really good, especially with the new perk that makes you can hack while invisible. It just seems like you just hack someone Virus and it's just gonna do so much damage.
RIT taking their place on this high ground. They're gonna be trying to hold off Keene State.
Yeah, I just don't want to get hooked. They are gonna force TP, and the Lucio goes down. That's big, and the Sombra
chasing down this Hog. 3 members from RIT White needed to take down the Roadhog.
Yeah, just a really good job of taking that high ground and just like minimizing the value of the Roadhog, just not letting him land a hook, and then just capitalizing, just forcing everyone low and forcing like the supports out and just cleaning up the rest.
Yeah, high ground just really maintaining its spot in the meta in Overwatch. Just you know, our Overwatch players can't aim up. It's a fact.
Oh, is it up? No, they're not up the map. They do get saved. But yeah, potentially really dangerous play for the Brig there, but does manage.
RIT manages to find Sombra at the beginning of the fight, but Keene State is holding on strong without their Sombra. Lucio falls really low, but manages to get out.
Yeah, but the rest of Keene is in, so it's gonna be that Lucio Tracer. They do come back on the Tracer, just not feeling this Sombra perk. They didn't have it, but maybe without the perk, it's just not that great.
After 3 times trying to climb that wall, BagelSeeds decided to give up and go fight somewhere else. And it was a good decision because RIT White managing to take out 2 more members of Keene State while maintaining the point the entire time.
Yeah, really good job from RIT, just like constantly pressure, and yeah. They did have to use a rally, but with the switch onto the Doomfist now, the only really ult they have is Kitsune. And then RIT is coming up on 3 with a Venture ult right on the way.
Tracer's trying to sneak up on the side, but Ana gets punched off. That's really bad for RIT.
Yeah, one of the bad things about...
also falls.
Yeah, what about the bad thing about that high ground there is it's right next to the ledge, so if you just get booped off, there's no coming back, especially if Ana with no mobility. The Big Chicken just trying to stay alive, trying to get every last percent, and yeah, I mean, if RIT White flip this in a convincing manner, that's the map. So,
one more.
Just gonna try to build ults and just like take one clean fight. Keene is coming up on 4 ults. Not gonna have the Doomfist because of that late swap, but yeah. RIT White coming in with Nano, Terra Surge, and Venture. Gonna go main here, but gonna potentially try to isolate the Doom, but Doom does get out.
Doomfist trapped on the low ground with no abilities. As Venture comes up to the top, trying to push, takes down Kiriko.
Support trade, but oh, for 2, yeah.
But both supports from RIT White. All.
Yeah, and the Tracer's gonna have to jump on that map to get that wave respawn. Good fight from Keene. Did invest some ults, so not the worst for RIT. Could just like try to recontest with the Nano and the Venture ult. Just strong combo. Keene do have beat, which is gonna be really interesting to like, because you want to try to like force that out early and try to like take advantage of that. Doomfist is trying to be sneaky here and does get the punch on Ana, but
that was a big punch.
Yeah, not powered up though, so will not get the full power, but Nano comes out here.
Another big punch pushing all of RIT onto the middle of the point. But Mr. Og is there ready with the Venture ult.
Yeah, the Kiriko goes very low, and so does the Venture. Ooh, but Keene State with 2 crucial kills onto the back line. That's going to be really hard for RIT to sustain this.
The Big Chicken manages to take the point.
Yeah, but RIT gets the point. Mr. Out goes really low here, but they do take the point, so Keene is just not building any progress from this. And if the supports get back, it could be a very easy fight. Lucio's won.
They're almost got the Lucio.
Mr. Out does get taken down, and the Arista, so it's probably going to try to be a reset. They invest the pulse, though. That's going to be interesting.
The stick, but...
Do get the boot kill on the Doomfist, so both teams without a tank. RIT's trying to win this. They feel like...
There's no ultimates ready, except...
A pulse on the Tracer.
Keene State just got the pulse on the Tracer.
Yeah, but RIT White is going to back out here. Maybe try to take it quickly. They're taking it quickly again. The Big Chicken coming back on this Doom. Trying to match the Hot Pocket, but big punch. And Danger Noodle takes out the equal Kiriko. And both supports down from Keene.
Nobody. He manages to block the pulse bomb just in time.
Yeah.
As Keene State takes out 2 players from RIT White.
Yeah, but Doomfist is very low. Mr. Out get a crucial dig here.
Venture just trying to stay alive. Takes down Doomfist from Keene State.
Yeah, with the RT backline is coming back now, and the Tracer is very low. RT looks in a prime position to take this, especially with the carry down. That's the primary source of healing. It's going to have to be a very scrappy fight from Keene, just trying to stay alive and trying to hope that everyone gets back. Big punch from the Big Chicken.
Venture is back, but...
Ult from Keene State trying to get back to the point quicker.
Venture just barely staying alive. Hoodnut with the ult comes out, but it's not enough.
Dies with it, yeah, that's really big.
And Doomfist doesn't touch.
And they don't touch. That's big.
First map goes to RIT White. That was such a long last fight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, both teams just trading out players, but RIT White in the end just gets the upper hand, gets those 2 crucial support picks at the beginning, and just Keene State just not able to recover, just trickling back, just trying to pray for a miracle, but can't get back.
Yeah, this was a big play from Hot Pocket. That was what the first fight they won. Yeah, on the last point.
Yeah, obviously, if they lose that fight, RIT just caps the map. So it's big team fight, gets them back in it, not able to hold on. But yeah.
And what a performance from both teams in that last fight. Like, that was a little bit a little bit from both teams just staggering in, but
Yeah.
it was exciting.
Yeah, Doomfist, Lucio, it's like, you can get there quick.
Yeah. Both teams swapping to Doomfist there on the last map, on the last point. Just both trying to just trickle into the point and contest.
Yeah, it's good. Very scrappy. Very fun to watch, though. Like, things constantly happening, just picks here and there. Venture dying with ult was really big. It's just, that's a big ult. Dying with that, yeah.
So, going into the next map is going to be a hybrid map, and the map pool for hybrid maps is Numbani, Kings Row, Midtown, and Hollywood.
Okay, so Kings Row from the RIT lane. Kings Row, very popular. A lot of teams ran it.
Right.
Brawl centric. A lot of Torb, which was fun. But yeah, gonna really interesting to see. I don't believe Hollywood was in the map, but we did see Midtown. Midtown, really interesting. A lot of venture comps on Midtown, which was interesting to see. RIT favoring Numbani with their dive really worked out for them. I can't remember if they lost the Numbani map, which is really good, but yeah.
Yeah, so RIT White was also favoring the dive at the beginning. They were running that Winston on Oasis. So they might, well, it's going to be
It's Keene's
map pick.
And they did run the Hog, which is more of a Brawly style, so maybe we see Kings Row. Yeah, Numbani, if they did have the Doom, so dive would be interesting, but I think if they do want to stick with this Hog comp, which worked out for them well that first point, but kind of tailored off at the end. So we'll really interested to see if they want to leave into the Hog or just like kind of switch things up and try to like go from dive at the beginning since the beginning.
I'd like to see some more characters from Keene State. Yeah, I mean the Hog's great, but
I'm not a fan.
It's not that I'm not a fan. I just like to see some variety in my games.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good tanks. I mean, we saw Arisso. Winston obviously has been really good. Did receive a nerf in the patch notes, changing a little bit of that armor. So a bit of survivability, still really interesting to see if they, because we did see Winston. What other tanks? Haven't seen Ramatra yet, which very popular tank. Haven't seen Hazard or Malga. Malga's a bit questionable on where his position is in the meta, but did see a lot of Hazard. So we're really interested to see what tanks they pick and what maps to compensate.
So as we wait for the map to come out, as we wait for the players to lock in their decision, got what's coming up? Finals week.
A lot of finals. Yeah, I wonder how like coming up on finals weeks has like affected these players' ability to just scrim, because like got a lot of projects coming up, might not have that like the full time to invest in these scrims, which is really important because the new patch changes. But yeah, the map will be Kings Row. Yeah, it's favoring that brawl. Might see the Hog again. Maybe switch it up to the Ramatra, which was very favored on that map 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It'll be interesting to see.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm hoping to see a Ramatra fist fight around the statue for sure. On first point.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see
my
that.
favorite thing.
Just how both teams rotate around the statue, and it's like trying to like isolate one of the players and just like run at them is really cool. Kings Row is a very famous brawl comp because ever since way back in Overwatch 1, just really trying to like play around that statue, like taking those fights.
Very, very close quarters map. There's only really long sight lines from like the spawn. You'll see Widowmaker start from attack, just being able to peek out, get a pick, and then swap.
Yeah, but a lot of teams can figure that's coming, so they kind of just play around the statue and play around the hotel room. So it's like very hard to get a pick nowadays, unless you jump like Violet. But I don't think we want to see that. And we're jumping into map 2. So you get to see the hero picks, but we'll get them in a sec. Obviously the attackers we're not going to see, but We're going to see RIT on the Orisa here, running Juno Ana again, potentially trying to anti what they might think is a hog here. Going to see the classic Sojourn. Going to be really, really interesting. Going to be able to take advantage of these kind of sites, just like really mobile, like being able to play around this statue really well.
There's the Mei from Bagel Seeds.
Yeah, here's the Mei. Might see some freezes. Yeah, gonna be really interesting to see that.
Ice on the forecast.
Yeah, Keene State is going on the Winston. Might just be a spawn room pick, but we'll see.
Looks like he's going to jump from the top.
Yeah, looks like we're seeing a Winston here.
Super exciting.
Very traditional dive comp here from Steen with Genji and the Sojourn.
Keene just completely face checking the statue, running straight through this high ground as well.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage, but all their members somehow manage to stay alive. Oh, but their Ana gets isolated. Yeah, kind of the issue with this, like Winston and Genji can get up there quick, but what's the Ana gonna do? And the Big Chicken finding that pick onto the Genji here. They do have the tank on point, so they might. Oh, but it's very low. And Suzu forced, and Mr. Owl gonna take that. Kiri kind of isolated here, does get the TP out though.
RIT with a very quick and powerful win on that first fight, not falling any of their players.
Yeah, really interesting to see dive. Because it's like, Keene State wants to take the high ground, but where does the Ana go? I guess RIT White might have a bit of a trouble trying to like follow up on the Ana, but it's gonna be really interesting to see how they try to play around this.
They're gonna be trying to go for the same play again. Winston just jumping up here with Bubble, just trying to run RIT off the high ground.
Yeah, they do kind of catch them split. They catch them split. Mr. Auk is going to find the pick on the Genji, though. But he is very low. Gets patched up. Big Chicken also getting low on point. Just kind of, with the dive, kind of forces the supports back and not getting as much support on point as he wanted. But does get patched up, does go back on the point. Gets antied, but too much health to really take too much advantage of that.
Keene State just playing at the very edge of the Big Chicken's like effective radius.
Yeah. Not really going for, kind of just like staying on point and not really trying to find this dive into the backline though. Really interesting. Mr. Out goes low, but does get patched up.
The Kiriko just kind of in the back, just kind of throwing pot shots towards.
We see Nano Genji does get anti and falls low. Danger Noodle finding that pick. Yeah, that's big. Tut does come out with the overclock, but gets walled off. Not gonna be able to find anything.
Now RIT just has to push out these last two squatters from their hotel.
Yeah. Don't really have the presence to really try to jump up here and contest this, so they do kind of just get like that fire down. They're finally gonna get up with the Mei wall, and yeah, they find the headshot on the Kiriko. That's big. Yeah, Winston tries to jump in late. They do find the trade on the support, so two supports down, but
Keene State trying to come back in this fight despite being down 2 players. They come out with the Primal Rage and the Dragon Blade.
Yeah, but
and even this fight out.
As the supports come, as the ults come out, RT's gonna find that kill into the Ana. Hoodnut does kind of
Bagel Seeds goes down.
Very scrappy fight here.
This could be good for Keene State.
Yeah, but RIT now has ults, and with a pig onto the Winston, like. Keene State has pretty much invented everything into this fight, and they still don't. They have one tick to show for it, but RIT White just played it slowly. Might have wanted to wait out that extra second for the Kitsune, and get slept. But yeah, Keene State pretty much invested everything, and they have 2 ticks. Harrison's gonna come out here. Kiri TP's away, comes back on the Zarya, yeah, pretty good into the Orisa. Beam can't be blocked, so it's really good. Kind of forces, we're gonna see
the Blizzard to come out.
Sorry, you're gonna use both bubbles to live. Might be a potential push here. No, they're just gonna play safe. Just play smart. Again, overclock blocked by that wall has been really a big problem. And everyone just like, they just give them time to back up.
Yeah, but Tut's able to just jump around the wall, make great use of his overclock, take down the Orisa and the Mei.
Yeah, the Big Chicken just kind of, just didn't back up quickly enough potentially. Just like, the post support's backing up. Not the Big Chicken, not just having those supports on point and just getting melted by that overclock.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Keene State used a lot to win that fight, and it took RIT White took like a lot of time out of that time bank. So Keene only coming with 2 minutes into the second point, which is not a lot of time. You would have liked to have that point a lot sooner, just a lot cleaner. But RIT White and RIT White's coming with both support ults. Keene is close to a Kitsune, but
Keene's just trying to hold up as much space as they can while only one of their players is actually pushing the cart. So RIT White is going to be pushing them back to the cart, taking their space back.
Big push here from the Venture, but not able to find anything. But everyone in RIT very low. Danger Noodle is going to invest that ult, give themselves the nano boost as well. Ana kind of isolated here, very
the big
low.
chicken just in the back, wreaking havoc.
Yeah, just...
Finds 2. Or, no, he didn't get the Ana.
No, Big OC did, but again, just Keene State pushing very aggressively, and just RIT White being able to fight that. But they are going to invest the power switch here, going to kill the Zarya to just clean up this fight. Venture might get staggered late here, though, which is... Yeah, that's...
Wow.
Big kill, doesn't get the wave respawn, and it's just going to take a long time.
Yeah, RIT chooses to use the Terra Surge there just for insurance. Getting a little nervous with the Zarya taking out Danger Noodle. They were like, maybe there's a chance they could turn this fight, so we need to use Terra Surge just to be sure.
Yeah, Keene State is coming up on Grav, obviously, and it's really good ult. Potentially pair it with the Venture ult, try to just get a big kill.
Huge combo.
Huge.
Let's see. Zarya's playing a little aggressive here, using the bubbles for the charge.
Gets speared out. Might just...
He's looking for the grab in the back, but the wall comes out.
Yeah, interesting. Ice Wall comes out, kind of slowing RIT, but Kodos is going to invest the Ray, so a bit maybe conflicting comms, but they are going to get the full benefit, and Midas goes down. Hood Knight does get the trade onto the Bagel Siege, though.
Yeah, the wall, the Mei wall was just really effective at, you know, keeping away that Zarya, making sure that she couldn't grab the whole team.
Okay.
And the sleep onto Hood Knight, they can barely not get him. But Keene only has 5 seconds to touch this point. Are they going to be able to make it in time? I don't think so.
Yeah, big Terra Surge coming out.
The Terra Surge, they all have to push through the Terra Surge.
Yeah, and as they're slowed down by the Terra Surge, Mr. Alec is just going to be able to clean up those like slow stragglers and just able to pick that up.
Yeah,
so
and it's just a matter of time until RIT cleans up the rest of Keene State.
Yeah, Blizzard onto point. It's just Venture here. Gonna pray for a miracle.
And RIT White getting holding Keene State right after the first checkpoint.
Yeah, really good job by RIT White. Just especially on that first point, just staying alive, just like making sure the ults from Keene just don't get used to their full potential.
Yeah, I think it was a really subtle play, but Bagel Seeds on the Mei, as Zarya was pushing them down through the alleyway, he just waited. He was super patient until putting up the wall just to make sure that Zarya didn't grab all of them because they were really grouped up.
Yeah, just really good job. Obviously, Zarya just walking in, wants to get that 4-person grab and just stopping that momentum. Like, you don't want to grab a wall.
But at the same time, Zarya was walking past Orisa, and the Big Chicken was just able to, you know, start tearing up the backline without any resistance from Zarya.
Yeah, especially because of that orbital, just like giving them that sustain, just letting them just like force back the supports and just forcing the Zarya very low.
We're gonna see the Spawn Widow from RIT on attack.
We are going to see the Orisa on defense again.
It's also very, very good for just scouting out what the enemy team is playing, because you get to scope in and see.
Just like right now, like if Midas walks past like that area, like just like call out, hey, they have an Orisa. That might potentially lead to a switch from the Big Chicken. Both teams running the Orisa here. Yeah. Yeah, Midas just trying to...
That's just hiding in that little pocket under the statue, trying to be a little sneaky.
Yeah.
Seeing if he can...
potentially isolate someone.
Come out in the back of the fight and find a pick.
Yeah, here he is. Does gets forced out, though.
Gets Juno really low, but Kodos gets away. The Big Chicken gets anti-nated, but still comes out strong with a speed. Finding one, and Orisa's antied.
Yeah.
Let's see if RIT finish it off.
A really good rotation here from RIT, just going through that small area, just forcing, catching out the Venture, who maybe wasn't expecting it.
that spear managing to hit Ana around the corner.
Yeah, potentially
Keene
trying to
State.
get a recontest here
Yep.
with Keene. They're
Just
potentially
playing
setting up for that,
patiently.
yeah.
Playing patiently, waiting for the tank to come back so they can jump back to the point.
Only one on point for RIT, so it's taking up pretty slowly, gives them time to recontest, but obviously just playing positioning, playing smart. Venture gonna touch. Ana potentially isolated here, trying to go for a flank.
Mr. Og goes down. Keene State gets a pick
Yeah,
as they come back into this fight. They're going to be pushing back Bagel Seeds and Kodos. Venture with the Goomba stomp onto Farah.
yeah, it does get traded out though, so. Danger Noodle goes down though, and RIT White just gonna back up. You got those 2 ticks though, like, you're kind of happy with that if you're RIT. Especially because you did invest. No, you didn't invest Mail because they just switched. But yeah, no real ults used. So just taking it slow, just coming back with ults. Coming back with Terror Surge can be built up pretty quickly, and Keene State doesn't really have anything.
The Big Chicken just being stopped up in that side room by Orisa, just saying, you cannot get through here.
Yeah. He's gonna push forward, might look for this Terror Surge, gets nanoed.
There's the Nano Terror Surge.
And
able
Ana
to take
gets
out
caught out.
Ana and getting Zarya really low. Zarya gets caught too. And the Big Chicken just managing to take down 3 players from Keene and capture that point.
Yeah. Really good fight from RIT White, just taking it quickly with that Terror Surge and Nano. Just taking that Ana first, like forced to walk onto point where the rest of RIT White was also just waiting if they do get out. Just really clean fight from RIT. Yeah.
They're choosing to only put 1 on the payload while the rest of the team runs up and just tries to slow down Keene State from walking back.
Yeah, they're going to take this very far corner, which means that Keene State has to push past them and even touch the cart before they RIT caps the second point.
Midas with the Graviton Surge, he's going to be looking for it.
Yeah. Potentially might see another Maywall to try to stop that aggression, but the Big Chicken goes down
really
low.
low. There's the Graviton.
Trades his life for it.
But the Orbital Ray from Kodos keeps RIT healed up, and they can survive the grab.
Yeah, really aggressive play. Gets his grab out, but trades his life for it. And RIT White looks, oh, the Big Chicken gets anti and gets taken down, so
It's taken down, but not before canceling the Moira ult.
Yeah. Ana's really low here. Venture is touching, but might get melted down. Gets the trade onto the Ana.
Keene State managed to hold their ground,
Yeah.
taking out the last members of RIT White on the payload.
Yeah, Midas coming back on that Winston, just getting back really quick.
But RIT is really close to the checkpoint. They really only need 1 fight.
Yeah, 1 clean team fight, and that point is theirs.
Or they just need to push Keene State back with maybe like a May ultimate just to get them off point to let them push that.
Yeah, if you just mailed this last play, like right
They
here.
come in really fast.
With the Terror Surge? Ana
The
gets
speed
frozen
boosted
and
Terror
melted.
Surge.
They do trade supports though. Winston is very low, so if they could just focus Winston.
Looks
Both
like the
supports
rest.
down.
Yeah. All right, RIT White's kind of fighting 2 different battles here. One on the payload with the Big Chicken, and a second one with the rest of the players around the corner back there.
Yeah, just kind of getting separated, just having that May and Orisa just walk forward, but Hudna just doing a good job of isolating that back line and just forcing them back.
RIT with another aggressive push. The Big Chicken is just walking up into them. But the sleep onto the Venture,
Yeah.
that really takes Hoodnut out of the fight.
Yeah, but don't really have to dive to follow up.
And
but
RIT slowly pushing the payload, 3 meters to go.
Oh.
They find the Sojourn. And Winston falling really low.
yeah,
Just
3
1 by
down
1.
for Keene State. They are going to have the Moira ult, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Just Barrett goes very low and is down. Now it's just Winston on the point, uses
0.5.
bubble.
And Winston falls, and
RIT wins map 2.
with like a minute left on the clock as well.
Yeah, really good job by RIT, just like taking those early picks and just like taking that advantage and just like not holding back.
We saw RIT use like pretty much the same opener in a couple of fights
Yeah.
The speed ring with the Orisa running in with the Terra Surge, just like really aggressive start to the fight. And RIT just favors that quick style of battle of the fights.
Yeah, they just don't seem like to be ready for it. Like very often it'll be like just finding one of those picks. Like looks like they're just really going for that Ana who just can't escape the Terra Surge with that low speed and like low mobility. Really interesting to see how they respond to that, because they tried a couple tanks. They tried Orisa, they tried Hog. Hasn't really seemed like they've been able to slow it down except for that first point when they were running Winston. So like that switch to Orisa has just been really good for RIT.
We've seen Keene State try to match the Orisa, and with some success. Orisa being a powerful tank, just to, you know, with that perk, she can get her shield back from Overwatch 1, meaning she has 3 defensive abilities, just to stay alive with.
Yeah. Yeah, Fortified, Javelin Spin, just really good at just like not dying, just like sustaining on point. Shutting, like, especially because like the Javelin Spin just also gives that extra bit of mobility to just let the Orisa walk forward, let you play aggressive with it. Running with Terra Surge, it's been really interesting, really good to see.
So the players have decided they're gonna take a 5-minute break. So we're gonna get back to the stream in 5 minutes. We'll see you then.
See you.
that's been 5 minutes. Welcome back.
Yeah, excited for this next map. It's going to be Flashpoint, so either New Junk City or Suravasa.
I prefer Servasa. Every time my team played, we would never voluntarily pick New Junk City unless we were forced to.
I like New Junk. I mean, I like Flashpoint. I just like Flashpoint. I don't know. I think it's very interesting with how like the dynamic of like you have to be quick.
Yeah, I just wish that, you know, because you really just lose 2 team fights and then you lost the point.
But there's
Because
5 of them.
it takes up so fast.
Yeah, it really does. It does kind of force like a quicker team comp. Like so many teams run Lucio to just try to get that extra touch, and it does kind of like skew the way the teams are built. But I think it's still really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit less, you know, player expression because one of those supports is always going to be on Lucio on Flashpoint.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just waiting for the map pick here, waiting for the teams to. Oh, we just got word it's New Junk City, so not Suravasa, unfortunately.
All right. I mean, yeah, New Junk City makes sense with the way that both teams have been approaching these fights. They've been choosing to play more brawly comps, which is certainly, you know, the first point of New Junk City is always that like boxing arena or some like an arena enclosed thing.
Yeah, does potentially see the Junker Queen, which has been seen on the map before, and just like maybe the Ramatra, or just maybe we see a new tank. Maybe we're just gonna see double Orisa, Zarya Orisa, potentially Hog again. Really interesting to see how that plays out. So,
It'd be fitting to see Junker Queen on New Junk City.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
Hometown advantage. Yeah, really good. It's like the one map where you see Junker Queen. Just like those very tight spaces let you like get those like axe swings from corners.
Right.
And just like lets you get that axe swing, which pivotal to her kit.
Or we could just see more double Orisa.
Or just more double Orisa. Yeah, as seems to be the case. I might be wishing here, but Orisa, really good tank, really good sustain, really good mobility too with javelin spin, and just
good combo potential with the Terra Surge.
And javelin, yeah, just throwing someone into a wall and just having everyone follow up on that. Yeah, we're just waiting for both teams to be ready as we jump into the map. But
I mean, both teams have been showing that they're pretty good at Orisa.
Yeah.
With the very pivotal javelin throws.
Yeah, RIT getting the upper hand though, but so again, maybe they want to switch it up, just try to like try something, maybe not try something new, but try something they haven't done recently, just to try to throw RIT off, just get that one push to get them that one map to potentially get the reverse 3-0. Because this is match point, I believe.
Yeah. This could potentially be it for RIT White.
Yeah, we're going into the map here. And New Junk City. Yeah, we're going to see the hero picks here in a sec as we circle around the arena, which will be the first point. We see the Hog from Keene State here, and we see the Junker Queen from RIT. Potentially a spawn pick, but I think it'd be really interesting to see how that Queen Hog matchup is.
Yeah, I do know that the Big Chicken did, he was a big Junker Queen enjoyer a couple years ago when she came out.
Yeah, really fun hero. Just could do so much damage and has like a lot of survivability and mobility with that show. It's really fun. We are going to see the Symmetra here rolling out, not just for the TP strat as we approach the arena. Yeah, RIT trying to play close, get the knife onto the Hog, but not able to follow up. The Big Chicken is going to get a lot of damage taken and just trying to play safe here. As Keene advances, they are going to find that crucial axe swing onto Symmetra.
Here comes Mr. Og with the pick onto Kiriko. Just RIT White trying to finish off this Hog.
Yeah, Goofy McGoop does get the pick onto the Lucio, but Hot Pocket does get to the pick onto the Junker Queen. They might want to try to recontest. RIT does cap the point first here, though.
Danger Noodle trying to charge up that ult just with some pot shots.
Yeah, potentially find a pick too on the Tracer. Oh, Tut does find the kill onto Bagel Seeds that May. That's going to be a lot of sustain down, and they're going to cap the point. RIT just going to back up, play it safe.
Missed hook from Hot Pocket is the cue for the Big Chicken to run in and land
Does
and their
go
own
very
ability.
low though. Suzu does protect the Big Chicken from the hook though, which
What
is
a
big.
Suzu.
And the Big
Pick on the
Chicken
Tut.
on the gun. Again, that Symmetra seems to be the target of this comp right now. Just not being able to run away quickly enough as RIT take the point yet again.
Keene State is very close to winning these team fights with the hog rotations, just finding the hooks, but RIT just has a little bit too much damage to kill
The Big
kill
Chicken
the
with the Aurora Walk.
hog, kill the hog before he can really set up.
Yeah, both teams coming up on a lot of ults though. Gonna be really interested to see what combo. RIT White is gonna start with
Just
Kitsune.
coming out, swinging, aggressive.
Yeah. Shadowstorm does find the pick onto Bagel Seeds. That is the May gone. But
Can Mr. Og get out of this?
ooh, Venture gets down.
Low.
They
But
do
the Big
invest
Chicken finding two with the axe,
Yeah,
finishing
and-
them all.
really
come back
important
to
ult there
point.
from the Big Chicken, potentially swinging this fight. Moira no fade. Might be able to target, does get on the high ground.
And RIT is back with both their supports, but not for long because Lucio goes down, followed by Junker Queen. Exit
Yeah.
pick onto Tracer from Danger Noodle.
Yeah, but without that Junker Queen, it's going to be really hard to try to recontest this point. And yeah,
And Moira finds the Kiriko.
they invested Blizzard and Blizzard up goes down. This is going to have to be last fight for the point though. RIT is not going to be able to reset, and that might be it. The Big Chicken, is there going to get a touch? Yeah, but goes down very quickly after, and that's going to be the first point going to Keene State.
And Keene State having 3 ultimates up, not having to spend any on that last fight.
Yeah, RIT trying to hold on to the point.
Oh no,
With the
I
Blizzard.
see Orisa.
Yeah, Blizzard, Orisa instead of the Queen is going to be kind of more what we've been in line with the rest of the series. So no more Junker Queen. Now we're back to Orisa Hog.
The Big Chicken had his fun by playing a little bit of Queen, but here comes Keene State with the Kitsune Rush
The Big
and
Chicken
the
gets
wall.
the big pick, but
Goofy,
Groove gonna get the trade. And,
hitting that goofy pulse bomb.
yeah, and the damage is gonna be too much for RIT to withstand.
And Keene State just taking that point real quick.
Yeah. Did invest 2 ults, so not the worst, but
3.
3. Oh yeah, 3. You're right. Because Tracer gets built that so quickly.
Yeah, it's already like
Touched.
33% again.
Yeah, so RIT only really has beat here. The Big Chicken gets booped and it's going to get very low. That those Symmetra turrets just going to continue to beam her as she tries to back away.
The Big Chicken just being kind of completely caught out in the open.
Oh, but
from
the
that
Bagel
hook.
Seed's finding a crucial pick onto the retreating Tracer.
What a boop. Sending Hog off. Just
Yeah.
giving RIT complete control over that point.
RIT do invest the sound barrier and they are low, but
We're gonna see Hot Pocket doesn't manage to find anyone with the whole hog, but the hook onto the Big Chicken, taking him down.
both supports get 2 crucial killed, and it's
And the point is
just a
ticking up
hog
for
and a
Keene State
Tracer,
the whole
yeah.
time.
yes, 80%. Even if RIT flip here, it's going to be last fight for Keene State if they want to take this point.
Yeah, despite RIT winning the fight, I mean, oh my gosh, almost did not cap that at the end. Despite RIT winning the fight, it was not without Keene State getting 95%, because they managed to stall it out.
Yeah, this gives them 2 fights really to try to take this again. Don't have many ults on the first one, have a pulse bomb, might try to find like that early pick, but RIT with the Terror Surge is going to have the ult advantage here.
Keene State pushing out. Seeing if they can find a hook for an opener.
Tracer's going to duel here.
Goofy with the pulse bomb, trying to see if he can find anything.
Low with no recall here. We might find the pick. They're chasing each other.
The Tracer 1v1 is just going off the whole... While this Tracer 1v1 is going on, the Big Chicken just coming in with a huge Terra Surge, finding 3 from Keene State.
Yeah, and this fight lasted a long time. Keene State, if they do touch, it's going to be very, just like a stagger, just like not being able to get that full team fight that they were going to want.
Bagel Seeds hoping to catch someone out coming into this point.
Spear, big spear, not going to let them touch.
Keene State has to run away now.
But
RIT's chasing them. They find 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Keene State, both RIT is like that. I'm gonna walk this way to get to the point anyways, so I might as well kill you.
Yeah, and just staggering this Baby Diva, this might just win them the first cap. Having that Baby Diva come down, probably not going to respawn until after they've capped. I don't think Keene State are going to want to try to contest this. If they do,
Brutal.
It's not going to be clean.
Yeah, there's really nothing Keene State can do here without their tank. RIT is just going to be able to get the first cap and start taking up, which is so important on Flashpoint.
Yeah, especially in the long dream out team fight, you might just get all 99%. And we are going to see Hot Pocket switch back to the Hog, switch to the Diva for that touch, but the big spear from the Big Chicken just shutting that down and forced to switch back to the Hog.
Did you say the big spear from the Big Chicken?
The big spear.
Keene State pushing onto point. Mr. Og is trying to play a little keep away on the side. But the big wall comes down from Tut. And Mr. Og managing to find a very, very impactful Venture ultimate, taking out 1.
The Big Chicken does go down here, which is not going to be the best, but 3 down for Keene. This Hog is going to have a lot of work out for him.
Still fighting strong. Mr. Og goes down, and Goofy Magoob fighting for his life on the point.
But that late pick on the Hog, again, is going to mean a fairly scrappy recontest from Keene.
Yeah, Keene's going to need to move in quickly if they hope to contest this point. And it doesn't look like they are.
They might even try, yeah. Goofy Magoob switching to the cast here. Just not even going to try the touch, just going to try to stabilize for the next fight. Yeah, as we see RIT getting sped to the next point. We do see 2 ults from RIT and potentially 3 from Keene. Both support ults up for Keene. Gonna try to just sustain through this fight. But Terra Surge again. Terra Surge has been such a big ult for RIT. Just the Big Chicken doing a really good job of just splitting Keene with this ult. Just trying to isolate the back line and just like getting those early picks with that Terra Surge.
Kid City Rush comes out quick from RIT, hoping to take the first fight here pretty fast. Terra Surge is ready. Let's see if the Big Chicken does anything with it. He gets taken down with the whole Hog.
Yeah, really good whole Hog from Hot Pocket. Just if that Orisa's in Fortify, whole Hog just does so much damage, and Orisa's just not gonna move, so you're taking the full front of that whole Hog without any distance damage fall off.
Funny how Fortify, the ability that's supposed to make you take less damage, is actually opposite against Whole Hog.
Yeah, where you want to be far away.
Yeah, you don't get knocked back, so Hog could just walk up and hit you with the full spread.
Yeah, early kill into Bagel Siege just going to force RIT to just, like, not push in. They just can't.
That's going to be, like, at least, like, Keene State's going to get up to maybe, like, 70% before RIT can come back. Bagel Seeds, with the swap onto Sojourn.
Yeah, going to potentially try to put more damage into the Hog. Just find that, try to duel the Cassidy from, like, range.
Keene State trying to get a little bit of a... No, looked like he was going for a bit of a flank, but he changed his mind.
Yeah, just going to take out those Sim turrets on point. Just try to clear the space, let his team come in. We are going to see an early pick from Crimson Ghost onto Mr. Out.
The wall splitting up RIT into 2.
RIT are going to have to contest this. I mean, 92%. Arisa going very low. And
the Big Chicken falls.
They do get the touch, but it's looking to be a Keene State victory here on this point.
Match point.
Kiriko does not get staggered. The Venture coming to save her.
Yeah, I think it's impossible to stagger a Kiriko.
I
Just
mean,
teleport out.
if you mess up, but yeah, very hard, especially at this level where the Kiriko players, they know what they're doing. Obviously, just especially because you can call for your teammate to come help you with the TP.
RIT pushing onto the high ground with a speed
Playing
boost.
very aggressive.
Trying to go for a little boop.
Potentially too aggressive? No, Mr. Out does get the follow-up on Mid-Tut.
And Keene State trying to kill the Lucio, but he's just too slippery. And with the boop.
Plus the spear, yeah.
The boop and the spear together.
Too powerful for the tank passive. Yeah, clean fight from RIT without really investing any ults. Just playing aggressive, just finding that isolated Symmetra first and just cleaning up the rest.
Yeah, if RIT can kind of stall Keene State's approach onto this point while they build up the percent, they're going to be able to just blow all 4 ultimates in one fight and just take this map.
It looks like they're trying to take this fight early, though. Try to catch them while they're still trying to regroup. Gonna focus the Hog.
Trying to focus the Hog, but
Mr.
switching to the backline. Mr. Og finding 2 by himself, and Keene State's just gonna have to run away. There's really nothing that Hot Pocket can do.
Did
the rest of his team said.
Sorry. Did use both support ults there, but Terra Surge and Venture Ult just did a really good job of floating. It gets the hook onto the Lucio, though. That's going to be a big pick.
Now, Hot Pocket is just going to be kind of walking right up through RIT. RIT has to concede this space, but they do have those 3 ultimates. High Noon making so much space.
Yeah, but doesn't find anyone. Lucio trying to duel. Goes very dangerously low. You don't want to lose the Lucio twice. Mr. Out with a huge pick, though. All support ults, all ults coming out. It's a 2-for-2 trade here. Both tanks down.
Bagel Seed's trying to just even up the fight, taking down Hot Pocket, but he's all by himself and he just walks back to spawn.
Yeah, a lot of ults coming out from both teams, though. Tut gonna have that Symmetra ult, but that's kind of it.
And Hot Pocket going back to Doomfist now.
Kiriko falling low, but the Doomfist kind of isolated here. Gets a punch out, but still is not fully out. Does get out, but Terra Surge here might just walk at the back line. Does get melted by the
big punch.
Turret, yeah.
The service is falling low, but the Terra Surge picking up 1. Tut falls.
Yeah.
Can RT keep this lead?
Kitsune?
Keene State is falling very low.
Yeah. Doomfist knocked out of the block. This
just
might be
Cassidy.
This is it.
Yep.
RIT win 3-2 on New Junk City, and it's gonna take the entire match 3-0.
What a great performance from both teams. It was a few of those maps had really close fights, but RIT consistently coming out on top on the fights, especially on that last point with the once again the Terra Surge as the opener. We get to see another angle of this. Wow, it looks like it just barely caught Symmetra through the doorway. It looked like Symmetra got away.
The Terra Surge from the Big Chicken, just really the big deciding factor in this match. Just getting even if he doesn't get the kills, the team's always there to just follow up.
Yeah, just the pull in is enough to really make a big impact, as RIT usually following it up with a speed boost at the same time, so the rest of the players can come up and capitalize on it. Like, even if it only catches like 2 people in the Terra Surge, that's still 2 people that are pulled towards Orisa and slowed, and the rest of the team can just follow up. So
yeah, just a really dangerous ult, especially because, like, as we saw, like, not some of the highest mobility characters with that Symmetra, who does have the teleport, but if teleport's not up, doesn't really have the movement to just get out of there quickly. So it's gonna have to walk out as RIT's just like shooting you from all angles.
So that was the Playfly Grand Finals. RIT won the tournament.
Yeah, 3-0. Close maps, but in the end, RIT just squeaking out with that. Just really good performances from all of the players, really.
Yeah, I think every single person from RIT had their time to shine during that match.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the Big Chicken with those big Terra Surge plays, but also, you know, Bagel Seeds having some really impactful picks, and Danger Noodle on the Kiriko getting a few picks with a cheeky, you know, headshot with a kunai.
Yeah, also just like really big Mei ults in combination, really big Venture ults. from both EPS. Just really good job all around.
Yeah, great performance. It's from Keene State as well. You know, they had that Roadhog that they were really doing work with, but you know, when the pressure was put on by RIT, they did end up swapping off of the Roadhog for some other things like Orisa and Doomfist. They really just couldn't. Keene State seemed like they couldn't really find their footing on one team comp that was working for them.
Yeah, Doomfist, Orisa, Zarya, just trying to see what worked, but in the end, RIT just kind of just with that Orisa just couldn't find an answer for it.
Did Keene State play Winston once?
I believe it was they played Diva to touch on Junk City, but I don't remember Winston. If it was, it was very briefly. I know RIT played Winston for the first map on Oasis, but
well, great job, RIT, taking home the win. That's gonna be it from us tonight. Have a good night.
Yeah. See ya.